Alright you guys, it's your boy C back on the Madden 17 franchise mode, and we're about to hop into probably one of my favorite modes in the game. This is the off-season, and this is the point of the game where you can really get your hands dirty and really start to construct the roster any way that you like. So that's what we're going to get into today a little bit. And first off, I want to apologize to you guys. My voice is doing something really strange. It's pretty late right now, so I'm trying to bang this out for you guys, and hopefully you guys are able to bear with me as we get through this video. Now, our first order of business today is to go over all the players who are still eligible to be re-signed. But like I've told you guys throughout the season on a couple of occasions that the team is going to look pretty different going into next season. So I'm not going to be bringing a lot of these guys back. Now, the first big decision that we're going to take a look at is deciding whether or not to franchise Ryan Schrader. I had a chance to lock him up long-term during the season, and I kind of messed that up. You guys already know how that went down. So franchising Schrader may be our only option here. Taking a quick look at his stats, he is pretty solid across the board. And in fact, he's even improved his impact blocking, pass blocking, and run blocking. So that's definitely something that we want to hold on to. Even if it's just for another year, we definitely don't want to let that talent walk out the door. Now, I'm curious about something, you guys, and maybe you can help me figure this out. Right now, Schrader is saying that he's not interested in signing with the team long-term. Now, since I franchised him, do you know if that could possibly change in the next season? Or is he still going to be disgruntled and want to leave? If anybody knows the answer to that, drop me a comment below and let me know, because that would be a pretty solid move if I was able to lock him up long term. Now, that's the only player move that I'm going to make at this time, but I am going to leave the rest of it up to you guys. Now, the way it's going to work is you guys are going to drop me a comment with the player's name that you think I should add. And then what I'm going to do is sort through all the comments and pick the most popular players that a lot of you guys are requesting, and then hop on the game and see if we can make those moves. Now, taking a quick look at the free agency pool, the first thing that you guys are going to notice here is there aren't a lot of big names. For example, Sterling Moore, Robert Alford, Patrick Robinson, and Leon Hall are the top rated corners in free agency, you guys. That is not a good sign. And with that being the case, we may just be better off keeping Robert Alford. What do you guys think about that? I'm really thinking that that should be the play here. But you know what's also kind of weird, you guys? They're not giving me the option to view the player cards like they would in the regular season. I really don't know what that's about. Maybe you're just supposed to go off of their overall ranking and hope everything works out. But it really makes it difficult to do any type of straight up player-to-player comparison. But you know what though? That's why I have you guys. So once again, if you guys see anybody on this list that you think might be a good fit for the squad, you guys already know what to do, so let's make it happen. Now that's pretty much it for the list of corners. We're just gonna have to select from one of these 76 overall guys. I really wish we had some guys up in the 80s or maybe even a 90, because we are looking for a starter here. So keep that in mind as you guys make your selections. Now, moving over to the wide receiver list, we definitely need to go shopping for a wideout. You guys saw how my passing offense looked. It was pretty much Julio Jones and nothing else. But adding a guy like, say, Josh Gordon right here, that would definitely help to get some of that workload off of Julio's shoulders. And no, we are not bringing in a 38-year-old Steve Smith, you guys, so you can go on ahead and just cross that name off the list. But there are a couple of guys who I think could have an impact in our offense. Wheaton is one of them right there, and also Snead. But I think that Josh Gordon right here should be the play, you guys. I may need to make an executive decision and go with that pickup, but I'll wait for you guys to post your comments first, and then we'll go from there. Now, we've also got to consider building depth at the wide receiver position as well. So I'm not saying we should get everybody from free agency because the draft is still coming up, but I see a couple young guys like a Kenny Stills or a Robert Woods that we could definitely bring in for depth and maybe have an even larger role in the event that somebody goes down with an injury. Now, moving over to tight ends, you guys can see that we only have one tight end on our roster right now, and that's Austin Hooper. So we should pick up one of these guys, preferably a pass catcher, because I do run a lot of 2 tight end sets. So maybe a Larry Donnell or a Jared Cook type player will be a good fit there. Now, taking a quick look at the right guard spot, because that's a pretty huge need. We have no right guards on the roster at the moment, you guys, so we've definitely got to address the guard position. And looking at the top 5 available players in right guard, no one is 80 overall, you guys. Everyone is 79 or under. So we've got some pretty limited options at right guard. If you guys remember back to last season, the failed Chris Chester experiment, Chris Chester, I believe, was the 77 overall, or 76 was it? I don't really remember, but I'd prefer not having another right guard that's going to give up 20 sacks in 9 games. So we've got to figure something out there. Now, moving over to the defensive ends, there's really not a lot to discuss here. I've already got my left end locked up in Upshaw, so we're good there. Now, with the D tackle position, I think that we could probably use a couple of guys. We did lose Babineau in free agency, and like I said a second ago, we did move Upshaw from D tackle over to defensive end. So we've got Grady Jarrett, a player that I'm pretty high on. I want to see him take a step forward this season. And we've got Tyson Jackson at the other D tackle spot. Both are 76 overall. The problem with Jackson is he's 31 years old, and to be honest, he's really not that good. And I completely forgot he was on the roster last season, so we could definitely bring in another D tackle. Now, the right defensive end, I'm just kind of looking at for due diligence, but I think we're okay there with Beasley. And just like last season, I'll probably end up letting Beasley play the will linebacker spot on running downs, and then on passing downs, I'll drop him down to defensive end. Now, with the linebackers, I think that we're pretty much set, but we still got to do our due diligence, just taking a look and see what's available. None of these guys are going to replace our starter, Devondre Campbell, obviously, but we definitely could use a backup. So maybe we can bring in Spoon if he's cheap enough, or maybe even sign Justin Durant, who we had a year ago. You know, I haven't really taken a look at what's available at the linebacker spot as far as the draft goes, but maybe I could take the next couple of stages to scout some of these middle round guys or late round guys and see if I can get some depth at linebacker. Now, I have a pretty crazy idea that I wanted to run by you guys, and it may not be that crazy after all, but check it out. What if I picked up D Ware and plugged him in at DN opposite Vic Beasley on passing downs? I know he's a 3-4 outside linebacker, so he'd be a little undersized as a 4-3 defensive end, but so is Beasley. Beasley only weighs about 240, 245, if that. So drop me a comment and let me know your thoughts on making that move, as well as any others that I mentioned in this video. And if you guys have seen something in this video that I didn't mention, feel free to let me know in the comment section, because again, like I said earlier, you guys are going to be the ones building this roster. I may make an executive decision here and there, but the majority of the team is going to be constructed based on your decisions. And I plan on keeping the pace of this series moving, you guys, so feel free to fire away as soon as you guys have those suggestions for me. And then what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to hop on the game and put in all those bids, and then I should have the video for you guys ready on Wednesday with all the moves that were made. Now on Thursday, I should have all the free agency stuff wrapped up so I can hop into the draft. So you can look forward to that video on Thursday, and then maybe on Friday or Saturday we can kick off season 2. But anyways, you guys, that's my time for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.